Hello, lads and ladettes. Today I want to talk about the downfall of what used to be my favorite games company, developer, publisher, whatever. The publisher of games, the maker of games, the maker of great franchises. Uh, my favorite company for gaming, Ubisoft, or Ubisoft Montreal, Ubisoft Studios, uh, Ubisoft great. Ubisoft was my favorite company at a time, and well, recently, man, I'm not excited for anything they have, like, at all. And anything I have been excited for, my expectations have been ruined just by the way they handle themselves. Now, if you don't know, Ubisoft, they've made some amazing game franchises, or franchises that used to be amazing, I should say, such as Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Watch Dogs. That's just to name a few off the top of my head. They have a lot of Tom Clancy games, such as Rainbow Six Siege, Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, and a slew of other amazing games, which I very well enjoy. But recently, man, the past, like, I say since around 2014, around where maybe 2012 even, Ubisoft just was on such a downward spiral, like, but we didn't even see it coming. Like, those were the good times with the Watch Dogs 1 and 2. And now we're in the bad times. These are not good games. Watch Dogs Legion is not a good game. It is not worth the price they ask for. There's many other games they have released in recent times. The latest Assassin's Creeds and Far Cries are just abysmal. A waste of time to play. No direction. Have no character or charisma. Are not entertaining. And it's just an open world, microtransaction filled uh, time pit. It's basically just a game to waste your time and money. And I don't know why Ubisoft has started to focus on quantity more than quality. Obviously, that's for money reasons, so they can fill it with microtransactions, make a quick game, make a fast buck, spend the least amount of money, make more. And it's destroying their reputation in the games industry very hard. Like I said, I'm not hyped for any Ubisoft game. I I don't know anyone that really is. The last person I know that played a Ubisoft game was my cousin, which was, uh, I believe, Phoenix Immortal Rising, which is basically a clone of Zelda. And, like, they have done nothing innovative, nothing new. They have done nothing besides the same shit for 20 years. And somehow downgraded that shit. And I don't know how you do that, but they managed to do that. And it's very depressing and sad because, like I said, my favorite game studio at a time. You know, even some of their worst games or games that at the time we thought were bad, such as like Assassin's Creed Unity. That was Assassin's Creed Unity, Watch Dogs, and I believe Far Cry 4 was like the sign of the times, I believe. And the way those games came out, the trailers barely showed any gameplay, all CGI, gave you these insane expectations, and then on release, barely could deliver those expectations and could barely even deliver a working game. But, a few years later, Watch Dogs 1 and 2 are my favorite video games of probably all time, in my opinion. uh, I very well enjoyed those games. And Assassin's Creed Unity is one of my favorite games of all time as well, because the glitches and bugs are finally fixed, and it's been years since the release of those games. But like, I haven't enjoyed a game since from Ubisoft at all. Far Cry 5 was like the last Ubisoft game I ever bought, and I regret it to this day. I could have just bought Far Cry 4 and actually had an interesting story and a satisfying ending, a somewhat satisfying ending. And man, it's just depressing. Like I said, sad that this is the way the industry is going, where these mega companies that used to make these genre-defying games, open world, these crazy big AAA titles, they're falling off hard. They lost their way. They're focusing on quantity more than quality. And meanwhile, we have these insane indie devs that really they got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And there's some of the best games being made right now that are early access on Steam and that are from indie developers, and just game not even early access games on Steam, just indie devs in general are really going to save the industry, I think. So, yeah, in conclusion, man, uh I'm overall not hyped for Ubisoft's future at all. Not interested in any single one of their games. I don't even know what they got planned. I've stopped following them since the abuse allegations have been coming out with the company, and like what's going on inside the company, and how basically the CEO is an asshole and there's some weird shit going on, and a lot of abuse and SA stuff, and it's really not a good look going on there. And uh, I feel bad, not for the company really, because like what the fuck, get with the times, grow up, make good games, make quality shit, and you'll make money because you get respect, and that can come with money and a long term amount of money. And man, it's sad, it's depressing, that this is just the way it is now. I'm not really sure what the future is for Ubisoft. I think what might happen is they will be bought out by a big company like Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo, which really any of those could be a possibility, and it would not surprise me. And all it's just what saddens me the most is that it the games they have made recently have been so uninspired, but they put their developers under such a massive amount of crunch that it will literally mentally destroy the developers that create these games. And that's just ridiculous. And it's all for this half-ass baked microtransaction filled shit show for the franchise that used to be one of the greatest of gaming. It's just whack. It's nuts. Famous words of mine. And yeah, that's really all I got to say about Ubisoft. I mean, I feel like most people agree with me. I know there's a lot of people who still ride for Ubisoft and stuff, and but man, dude, I could care less about Ubisoft now. I've moved on. I think they've took a L, and I'm just gonna play my favorite Ubisoft games that I know I like. The my Assassin's Creed 3, my Revelations and Unity and Syndicate, my Rogue, my Watch Dogs 1 and 2, my Splinter Cell, my Rainbow Six, which I might take that off the list soon with some of their security issues on PC. But my Rainbow Vegas. There's like I said, there's a lot of good old Ubisoft games, but still, man, that's when I'm gonna make another video talking about DRM soon on older games that still hinder the experience even after the company has moved on from that game. They still find a way to just hinder the experience somehow. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna go back to playing, Unity, Assassin's Creed Unity. I really recommend everyone play it because I enjoyed it. It runs good on PC in my opinion. From what I have experienced myself, I'm only about 25 hours into my second playthrough, so But yeah, uh, it is how it is, I guess. And I guess we just support indie devs because I don't see even a big company like Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo really saving Ubisoft because I don't think they have anything interesting even in the works for the future. I think we are just witnessing the ending of Ubisoft, nothing to start with. So, yeah, that's all I got.